Hey, welcome back to Everyday Jesus. My name is Derek. Thank you so much for joining me. One of the most popular sayings of Jesus, I think probably doesn't always get attributed to him, is the golden rule. Right? We all know the golden rule. I can just say the golden rule, and you know what I'm talking about. Jesus says it like this. He says, "So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. For this is the law and the prophets." He says this is the summation of everything that is in the Old Testament, in the law in the Old Testament. And that's a pretty bold statement. He's kind of boiling it all down to that. And he does it another time too when some Jewish leaders ask him about the greatest commandment. And he says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Right? And you can see that loving your neighbor as yourself is really the same thing as saying, whatever you would have them do to you, do to them. But I think, as I look back on the application of that, even in my own life and kind of how I see it portrayed, it feels like it's normally we kind of apply it the opposite way, right? If you don't want someone to kick your chair, well, don't kick their chair. Or if you don't want someone to cut you off in traffic, well, don't cut people off in traffic, right? We kind of use it very often as a negative thing. Don't do to people what you don't want them to do to you, right? And that certainly applies. It's certainly a good application of that rule. But I think Jesus is going a little bit deeper than that. I mean, clearly, just linguistically, what he's saying here is do to others what you wish they would do to you. And think for a minute, what in your life do you regret not having? I've always wanted a mentor. I've never had any kind of older mentor or discipler or anything like that. And that's something that has kind of grieved me, that I've maybe been discouraged by or often just wished that I had. And maybe you're the same way, or maybe there's something else in your life where you just say, I really wish someone had done this for me. I really wish someone had helped me out. I really wish someone was available to me when I was in trouble, but they weren't. So there's real pain that can come from that. Things that you wish, roles that you wish someone had filled in your life, but they didn't. And that's painful. But I think what Jesus is calling us into, and the opportunity that's there, is to say, man, I wish someone had done this for me. So I'm going to actively seek out someone to do that for. If I want to wish that I had a mentor or someone, a discipler, well, maybe that's the Lord's calling on me to seek out someone to be that person for. We can't always change what's done to us, right? We can't always affect it. Especially we can't go back in time and change things that had happened to us, either negatively or just by not being there. We can't change that. But what we can do is say, I noticed that void in my life, or I noticed that need in my life that wasn't met. And so Jesus, I think, wants us to let that be a guide for us into what we can be for other people. And once you start thinking about that and thinking that way, it opens up a whole new realm of possibility, I think. Even down to, again, if you see someone that needs help on the side of the road, see someone that you can bless, do it. For me, it's kind of opening up to different ideas of maybe I need to have my ears open and my eyes open to who needs roles in their life filled that I didn't have. I get to be a father to my children that I never had. Both just practically in terms of being there, but also all of the ways that I wish someone had fathered me. I get to do that for my children. I'm actively trying to not just be present for my children, but actually father them in ways that I have seen a lack. That's an amazing opportunity. So I encourage you today, think through your life, both in small everyday instances and maybe in a grander scale, on a grander scale. What is it that you wish someone had done for you? Who is it you wish someone had been for you? And there might be some pain that you can work through, and Jesus knows and He cares about that. Work through that with Him. Give that to Him. But then turn that into the opportunity to be to others what you wish someone had been to you. It's an amazing and life-giving opportunity. And I think that's one way that Jesus gives us healing, by letting us sometimes be what we have lacked. And maybe it's not something that you lacked. Maybe it's something that you had. Maybe you've had a lot of mentors. Maybe you've had a lot of close friends that were always available for you. And thank the Lord for that. But now be that for other people. Maybe that's the flip side of that question. What have you been blessed by? What has your life been enriched by? What ways that people have served and loved and encouraged you have made your life better? Now go and do likewise. The Lord calls us so many times, as we have been blessed, go and bless. So whatever it is, whether it's a lack or whether it's an abundance, whatever the Lord has given you, do that to others. Have open eyes to see where you can be those things to other people. And He will either continue that blessing and multiply it, or bring healing and birth new blessing out of you. I bless you with that, and I'll see you tomorrow.